Hello everyone, this is video number 2 of the Memory Master series. Today we're talking about the proofing process, the materials that you need for that, and how it works. Again, this is just a process that we use to give students a safe environment to practice their recitation skills, and it's a time for us to celebrate and emphasize their discipline and all the hard work over the content of the cycle and the process of Memory Master. So just remember to keep in focus. Your relationship with your child is more important, and move from there. Not a lot of pressure on them, but doing this if it's something you both definitely can work towards. It's hard to find that fine line of pressing hard and pushing them to what you know they're capable of. So continue to do your best in discerning that with them, and work hard, and post any questions or suggestions in this group to help one another. It's just helpful to know that you're going through it together and other people have some other ideas of how it will work. So the proofing process is just another word for testing. We're just testing them to see, our students to see how much they remember of the material, and we want them to get to the point, a Memory Master gets to the point where they can say it with ease. It's not a struggle for them to recall the information. So the proofing process has 3 different phases. Number 1, they get tested or proofed by a parent, 100% of the material in one sitting. It should take less than 3 hours, and they have to recite 100% of the information. In order to pass that proofing phase and move on to the next one, they can miss up to 3 things in each subject. So they can struggle with 3 things in math, 3 things in science, 3 things in English before they move on to the tutor proof. This is different from previous years. In the previous years, they did 2 proofings with parents. Like, I would proof my kids once, and then Ryan would proof them, and then they would go to the tutor, and they could miss up to 3, up to 1, and then 0. And so if you want to continue, we are going to continue that at home, where we do the 2 proofings with the parents. It just helps prep the student to know they're ready, because you do not want to send them on to the tutor proof until you know that they can recite the information with ease, because in the tutor proof they can't miss any information. They will not move on to the next phase, which will then be the director proof, and in order to become a Memory Master they have to pass each one of those proofing phases. So just keep that in mind. As a parent, on week 20 for sure, not for sure, but week 20 would be a good time to do a test proof to see where they're at. Week 21 is when you definitely need to proof them as a parent, that 100% of the information. And that would be like the week of March 19th, as long as weather cooperates. And then week 22 for us is the week of March 26th, and that is when you would have to have scheduled a time with your tutor to have them sit down and proof 100% of the information. And after that, and during that proofing, they can't miss anything. And then after that, during week 23, which is going to be the week of April 2nd, you would schedule a time with me as the director to do a spot proof. I don't do 100% of the information, I do 25% of the information. My kids and I are going to sit down later and do a few more videos where we actually show you what that process looks like. This is just the nitty-gritty details. So what you need for the proofing process is you need to have, from the Memory Master guide, you need to have pages 15 through 21. That'll give you everything you need for the proofing process. So this is what that looks like. It just literally leaves a section for you to check off. So this starts with math. You would tell your student, tell me the 1s and 2s. They'd recite them, and you would check off. You can choose, do you want to check off, yes, they got it, or do you only want to check it off if they missed it? It doesn't matter how you guys keep track of it. You just need to let the tutor and then the director know how you're recording that, so we make sure we record the same way. You have to bring those proofing sheets with you to each proof. So as a parent, keep track of it, and then bring it to the tutor proof so they can see where they maybe struggled before. And then as a director, I will need to have those proofing sheets then too. So then, that doesn't have any answers on it. So as you're proofing your child, you're going to probably want in front of you answers to everything you're asking. Because if you're like me, I'm not the Memory Master. I know I have a good handle on it, but I'm not 100% there, so I need the answers. In your guide, the Foundations Guide, starting on page 58 for Cycle 1, it would list the 1s and 2s, and it lists each answer. So if you even wanted to print this instead, so you can keep track of where they're actually if they're struggling with a specific fact in the 2s, you can record on this. So this gives the specifics for that. I personally really like to utilize these flip books that you can print off of CC Connected because it lists all the information by week. So week 2 has every single thing with the question and the answer. Or if you have the flashcards from CC, the bookstore, it also is the same way. Ask the question on one side, gives the answer for everything on the other side. You're definitely going to want a black line map. You can either use the Trivium table or you can use it from the Foundations Guide. Gives an opportunity for you to print it. I'm trying to find it real quick. It's at the back of all these pages. Pages 73, page 75 has pictures of the black line maps for you to copy. Also on CC Connected, there is a new section listed there for Foundations parents specifically going towards Memory Master with tons of different resources that you can print, including the black line maps to aid you in your proofing process and your prepping for the proofing process. So if you have questions, I hope that was clear, but if you have questions, please go ahead and list them on our page. We'll see you next time with video number 3.